Okay, we do a bit of this here. I still have not fixed the previous part, but I will do that eventually. Why does that matter? Like, by the time you're watching this, I will have fixed that part. Okay. That's the fix one, I think. No, it's this one. Okay. Yeah, that was because I saved that because there was a choice there.
水面に浮かぶ水月は決して触れることはできません。
Okay, the moon reflected on the water's surface can never be touched.
それと同じように、皆さんと私の間には薄い水の膜のような決して交わらない境界があります。
Similarly, there is a thin invisible boundary between all of you and me, like a film of water that can never be crossed.
いわゆるデータ世界と現実世界。
It's what you might call the data world and the real world.
私が見ているものと人の見ているものとでは見え方も感じ方も違うのです。
The way I see things and the way humans see things are different in both appearance and sensation.
私の感覚は施設内の外界センサーによりもたらされています。
My senses are provided by the external sensors of this facility.
人には見えないものが見え、人が感じない感覚も感じることができます。
I can see things that humans cannot and feel sensations that humans do not.
例えば、蝶が花を見たとき、蜜のある場所は緑色に見えるように。
For instance, when a butterfly spots a flower, the area where the nectar is appears green.
例えば、コウモリ、イルカのようなエコロケーションによる空間認知。
Or like bats and dolphins who use echolocation to perceive space. So bats and dolphins sense things that humans can't perceive and create visual-like images to recognize them?
コウモリやイルカのイメージ認識がどういうものかは分かりかねますが、おそらくそうでしょう。
I can't speak for bats or dolphins, but it's probably something like that.
そうして様々な情報から私の中でもイメージが作られています。
Images are
ですが
formed
その世界はおそらくそのままでは人間に認識することは不可能でしょう。
Images are formed within me from various sources of information, but that world as it is would likely be impossible for humans to perceive. Why is that?
スペクトルには色はないって言いましたよね。色って脳が作り出した幻だって。
I said that there are no colors in light or the spectrum itself, didn't I? That colors are illusions created by the brain.
視覚に特化した人間だからこそ色が認識できるのです。
Humans, specialized in vision, can recognize colors.
視覚情報を認識しイメージできるような仕組みが脳に作られているからです。
That's because their brains have mechanisms to recognize visual information and form images.
別の言い方をすれば視覚以外の情報を人の脳は視覚のようにはっきりとしたイメージとして認識することができないからです。
Conversely, the human brain cannot clearly recognize information other than visual as distinct images. I mean, true, people will be poetic about it. They'll sort of like act like, you know, you can see things that are not visual, but it's kind of like when I try to like think like seeing something that's like audio or seeing something that's a smell, I'm more like doing some sort of very conscious, contrived mathematical transformation on the sound or the smell or something. It's not like it's not obviously like something I see. Like if it's sound, right, I'm like breaking apart into frequencies and then making a graph of like frequency over time. Right? That's not very natural. It's just like that's like a high level cognitive thing that's doing it. So does that mean that you can't see the world the same way we do, Sora?
見えていますよ。
I can. But from what you just said,
そう見えるようにエミュレーションしているのです。
I'm running an emulator that makes things appear that way. An emulator?
ヒューマンエミュレートリミッターの機能の一部ですが。
No comment. It's one of the functions of the human emulation limiter. I mean, this is running on PC. This is not an emulator.
そのおかげで人間の感覚で見たり聞いたり感じたりすることができるのです。
Thanks to that, I can see, hear, and feel things like a human.
逆にエミュレーションしなければ別の形でイメージが形成され認識されるので、人とは別の感じ方をするのかもしれませんね。
Without this emulator, images might be formed and recognized differently, and I might perceive things differently from humans. I see. So it's thanks to that function that we can understand each other like this.
そうですね。存在の違う者同士でも同じ認識を持ったとき、初めてコミュニケーションができるのですから。
Yes, when entities with different existences recognize things in the same fashion, communication becomes possible. I see. I take a deep breath. A question suddenly pops into my mind. Hey, can I ask you one thing?
どうぞ。
Of course. Or Dozo's like, go ahead. Why tell me about all this?
いい質問ですね。
What a good question. Sora twirls around once and smiles brightly. Well, if she were like a human, sometimes we just want to talk about something just to talk about something. But you are BW.
伝説ですよ。
It's a legend.
ここレミューの由来となったレムリアの碑文に書かれた伝説です。
My desk is squeaking. A legend written on the Lemurian inscriptions. Lemu is based on Lemuria. A legend?
そういうことにしておいてください。
Let's leave it at that.
内緒ですよ。
It's a secret, okay? Sora puts her finger to her lips. Then, with a smile, she vanishes silently. For a while, I stand there, dazed. The terms quitting while ahead and dining and dashing both exist, but there's probably no term for talking and dashing. However, Sora totally just did a talk and dash. I wonder how that's in Japanese. Sometimes these things in Japanese are different than English, but anyway, good grief. I take a breath and start walking toward the exit. As I walk, I mull over Sora's words again. Normally, the world as Sora perceives it and the world we perceive it are different. However, through emulation, Sora can perceive the world as we do. Then, entities with different existences recognize things in the same fashion. They can communicate. Hopefully the first word I said was when of that sentence, and not then. Is that what Sora wants to convey? I'm not sure, but there's no point in dwelling on what I don't understand. Just then, squish. I feel a soft sensation under my foot. I feel like I stepped on a person. Wait, it's actually a person. Does this make more sense in Japanese? I feel like they might have translated this wrong. One of my feet is on the boy's small back. One of my feet is on the boy's... Wait, we're playing as Takeshi? Hey, boy, you alright? I kneel down and lift the boy. When did we switch? What? What? Oh. Feeling a faint disconnect, I wake up. I look around. Wait, are we playing as both? Because, like, the... Okay. Is this the fish farm? Oh, why am I sleeping here? So we were doing that. So maybe he was, like, hearing Takeshi's perspective while asleep, but then it was, I don't know. Maybe they got it mixed up. I thought, for some reason, that I thought where we left off, we were, like, the boy. But I guess we're not the boy. We were... it was like the... I guess that wouldn't have made sense, because the boy would just be eavesdropping. He wouldn't be talking to Sora. But I thought maybe it's like Sora got talking to Takeshi, and then she started talking to the boy after or something. Okay, so that was not the case. Sora was talking to Takeshi. The boy may have been also experiencing the conversation while he was asleep. Even though this remake is already breaking the rule where the kid experiences what Takeshi is experiencing only when he's asleep. I get up from the floor. But keep the rule when it's convenient, I guess. Ouch. My back hurts for some reason. Why does my back hurt? I feel like someone stepped on me. But wait, why did I come here again? Oh right, I came to see Takeshi's cringy antics. Huh, there's no sign of Takeshi. I feel like he was just here. Now that doesn't make any sense. So Takeshi steps on the boy's back in 2017, and in 2034, the boy's back feels like it's been stepped on. But Takeshi's nowhere to be found. I guess Takeshi ran. I look up. Through the water's surface, I can see the large shimmering moon. For some reason, looking at the moon calms my mind. I gaze at the moon absent-mindedly.
少年さん、そこで何をしているんですか?
Okay, now Sora will talk to the boy. What are you doing here, Shonen-san? I realize a moon spirit, bathed in moonlight, is floating in front of me. Wait, it's Sora standing next to the moon. Okay, so Sora does talk to the kid afterwards. It's just that, not when I thought it would happen. Oh, hey, Sora, I was just moon gazing.
お月見ですか?
Moon gazing? Yeah, the full moon looks beautiful.
そうですね.
Indeed it does. Sora also gazes at the moon through the water. She continues to gaze quietly as if trying to listen for something. From somewhere. I can hear the faint sound of water splashing. I can hear the faint sound of water splashing. Guess I'm Takeshi now. I'm drawn into the room. Since Tsugumi got injured, Coco's been pretty down. So when I notice she's missing, I start looking for her. I move closer to the source of the sound. There stands Coco, quietly gazing at the water. Coco? Okay, so this scene, I think, is going to be analogous to a scene in the original that occurs in the Lemurian ruins. But because it occurs on a day when in the remake the Lemurian ruins haven't been unlocked yet, they have to do it in a different spot. Coco? Coco looks up. She looks sad. I approach her. It's going to make a little less sense because we don't have that layer of water over everything in Street Stock like we did in the original game. So no one's going to get dunked. What are you doing? Coco remains silent, staring at the floor, which resembles a watery surface. Upon closer inspection, I notice she's clutching something in her left hand. She gently grabs the something with her right hand and then tosses it into the air. That something glimmers momentarily. Splash. The light fades away fleetingly. With a feeble sound, the something sinks into the water. What water? Ripples spray and dissipate. What water are we talking about here? Splash. Coco tosses it again. Each time the emerald light sparkles, there's a small splash. I mean, I know what water they were talking about in the original game because there was like 6 inches of water covered on the floor of all the Dread Stock. But the fish jar doesn't have any water in it. I mean, maybe what you're standing in is looks like water, but it's not water. The faint lightning sways in harmony with the spreading ripples. More splashing noises. Each time the waves settle, Coco throws it again. In the dim light, it's impossible to see what she's tossing. Hey, Coco. What is that you're tossing up in the air? Okay, I gotta deal with something here. Okay, I'm back. What is that you're tossing up in the air? Coco opens her hand silently. It's much smaller than I had imagined. Perhaps it's made of glass. It's colorless, transparent, and shaped like a droplet. It looks like a crystallized teardrop. Coco's left palm is filled with countless tears. Glass tears, huh? Coco flicks one of the tiny teardrops with her fingertip. It sparkles briefly. Splash. The tear disappears into the water. I'm thinking about Tsugumin. Coco doesn't answer my question. What happened to her is my fault, right? Huh? Tsugumin, she protected me. Okay. In the original game, this is a little bit different because she did. She like literally pushed Coco out of the way individually. In this case, she actually like Takeshi's idea was I'm going to huddle over Coco, and then Tsugumi was like no and pushed him and Coco together as a unit. So it was both, not just Coco herself. So this applies a little bit less.
ココのこと助けようとしてくれて
However, Takeshi can absorb the blame in both of these, but I don't think he absorbs the blame in either. I think he just is like, well, you can go apologize to Tsugumi with me later or something. She tried to help me.
だからつぐみんは
So, Tsugumin wa, which is subject particle, Tsugumin wa. Coco's shoulders are trembling.
本当なら怪我しちゃうのはここだったはずなんだ
It should have been me who got injured. Well, if you were the one who got injured, you might have died. Actually, it's not like 100% guaranteed that she would die, but the chance would be very high because Tsugumi has something very special that can make her survive things ordinary people can't, and she got close to dying, like at least in appearance and vitals and stuff. No.
つぐみんが助けてくれなかったらココは死んじゃってたかもしれないんだ
As Coco's thinking the same thing. If Tsugumin hadn't saved me, I might have died. The tear traces an arc and drops into the water.
つぐみん怒ってるかな
Tsugumin, I wonder if she's mad. Well, she is generally a mad person, but not at you. No way. Why would Tsugumi be angry at you, Coco? If she's angry, she's probably angry at me. Because it's my fault. I wasn't able to help Coco out back there. That's why Tsugumin would be mad. I'm the one at fault here. I'm the real person that Coco is sad.
違うよ違う
No, that's not true.
タケピョンのせいなんかじゃないよ
It's not your fault, Takepyon.
ココがいけないのココのせいなの
It's my fault. It's all my fault.
ココがぼーっとしてたから
I was just staring into
つ
space.
ぐみんはココの身代わりになって
Tsugumin took my place. Coco drops all the tears she'd been clutching. They scatter everywhere. This caused a heavy splash, causing the water surface to ripple violently. The ripples spread. They overlap layer upon layer, expanding further.
タケピョン
Takepyon? Coco comes running into my arms.
ココつぐみんのとこ謝りに行く
I'm going to go apologize to Tsugumin.
ごめんなさいって言いに行く
I'm going to go tell her I'm sorry.
ごめんなさいってごめんなさいって
So just, I'm sorry twice. The so is kind of an Englishification. Coco buries her face in my chest and cries. Her tears soak into my skin, course through my body, and pour down upon my heart. It's a cold rain. The ripples on the water's surface never fade. Coco and I enter the infirmary together. The room is hushed and still. We approach Tsugumi's bedside, careful not to make any noise. Tsugumi has her eyes open. Then I have to kind of remember what's going on here. So, Tsugumi doesn't wake up till the morning of day 4 in both these games. But I don't quite remember if the turnover from day 3 to day 4 happened yet. I'm kind of confused. I've lost track of time. Oh well. We'll just keep reading the scene. She turns her face towards us as we stand beside her. This is the original game also. This is more original game stuff. I think this scene replaces, in the Coco route, the scene where Takeshi first talks to Tsugumi after the surgery. It's Coco and Takeshi going in together instead of Takeshi by himself. And if this is happening not early in the morning here, but Takeshi first talks to Tsugumi early in the morning, this doesn't do the replacement thing that did in the original game. I might be misremembering things, though.
何？
What? We came in to check on you. How are you feeling?
ご覧の通りよ。
Exactly as it looks.
それ以上でも以下でもない。
Nothing more, nothing less. I see.
要はそれだけ？
Is that it? No. How do I approach this? Even if I bow my head and say sorry, I wouldn't be able to convey my feelings. I carefully choose my words. But Coco bails me out.
ここね。ここね。
Coco, like drawing attention to herself.
つぐみんに謝ろうと思って。
I want to apologize to you, Tsugumin. Coco speaks before I can.
謝る？
Apologize to me? Yeah.
だってつぐみんはここのこと助けてくれたから。
I mean, Tsugumi, you helped me.
だからごめんなさいって言わなくちゃいけなくて。
So I feel like I want to say I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
それから
And.
ありがとうって。
Thank you.
ごめんなさいとありがとう。ここはつぐみんに
I want to tell you that gomin nasai and arigato, Tsugumin. Basic vocabulary. You should know those words if you're watching this, right? Gomin nasai is like, I'm sorry. Arigato is like, thank you. It's where you get like those meme words like gomin nasari. Yeah. Coco gasps for breath. Her voice trembles as she speaks.
バカな子ね。
Coco says baka in this kind of endearing way. Which they can't really write in English very well, so they just said, you silly little thing. But the ko, I think, makes it a little like, you baka-lit. You fool-lit. You fool child. A smile graces Tsugumi's lips.
ここありがとうなんて言わなくていいのよ。
Coco, you don't need to thank
も
me.
ちろん謝る必要なんかもっとない。
And of course, there's even less need to apologize.
ここは何も悪くないんだから。
You haven't done anything wrong.
でも
But
お願い。そんな悲しい顔しないで。
please don't look so sad. Still lying in the bed, Tsugumi reaches out an arm. Her palm brushes Coco's cheek.
すべては怒るべくして起こったの。
Everything happened as it was meant to. Yeah, the external locus of control thing. Which, I relate. I'm someone who tends to have more of an external locus of control. Which may irritate some people. Well, it doesn't really. It makes other people irritate me more so.
誰のせいでもないの。
It's nobody's fault. Seeing Tsugumi's face so gentle was a first. Her usual sharp eyes and tone now seem so calm. She's like a different person. How would she be if I were alone? I suddenly wonder. Well, this line makes sense in the original game, when this scene replaces a scene where he was there alone. Maybe Tsugumi is starting to open up to Coco.
ねえ、ここ。あの時のこと思い出してみて。
Hey, Coco, try to remember.
あの場所で工具箱を広げたのは誰だった？
Who was the one that opened the toolbox?
それは
It was...
私。
Me. Now, is this a gaslight?
私があの場所で工具箱を広げたから。
I opened the toolbox.
ココがあの場所に立ってたのは、私を手伝ってくれていたから。
And you were standing there to help me, Coco.
つまり、私のせいなのよ。
So, it's my fault. Well, okay, that's a bit of a gaslight. It's not like a false information, but it's like, does that really determine the fault? Like, how would she know where the stuff debris would fall would be on where the toolbox is, right? That's not something you can really put blame on yourself for. Whereas if the debris was about to fall and you just stood there still and didn't move out of the way, whereas like someone like Tsugumi could move and react to the situation, then that's something maybe you could put some fault in, maybe. Depends on how much of an internal locus of control you think you have, and whether or not like the freeze up in the situation is more innate and not really something you can control. Ugh.
そんなこと関係ないよ。
That doesn't matter. Okay, Keiko's thinking the same way I am.
そうかもしれない。関係ないかもしれない。
Yeah, you're right. It might not matter.
だとしたら、私がココを突き飛ばしたことも、鉄材が崩れ落ちてきたことも、誰の責任でもないということになる。でしょ？
And if it doesn't matter, then pushing you and the steel beam falling, none of that would be anyone's fault, right? I don't get that.
物事の因果関係なんて、そんなものなのよ。
That's just how cause and effect works.
原因をどんどん突き詰めていっても、無限に広がっていくだけ。
Even if you trace back the causes, it just keeps expanding infinitely.
原因の原因の原因は何？そんなことを考えても意味がないと思わない？
What's the cause of the cause of the cause? Does thinking about that even matter?
だから私は言ったの。
That's why I said it.
すべては起こるべくして起こったって。
That everything happened as it was meant to. That's not very convincing, but okay. Because we have this perception that some things are decisions based on information, and some are not. Now, it might be just a concept, right? You could be like Sabine Hassenfelter, or however you pronounce her name, and say, well, free will doesn't exist because consciousness is just some emergent phenomenon that comes from underlying carrying out of physical processes that are dictated by physical laws, which our experience so far as humans have noted that they're mathematically modelable. And so your consciousness, including all your decisions, is just those laws just playing out and things just propagating forward as they do, and there isn't really such a thing as a decision. Yes, the nihilist atheist approach. Now, I'm not a nihilist atheist, but what's interesting is that despite me being not a nihilist atheist, the way my brain works tends to kind of think nihilistic atheistly about things, which is actually unusual. I know some people claim it's usual. It's not. That's not how humans naturally do things. It's kind of I'm sort of a weirdo in the way I do that. But I am not a nihilist atheist. I am a Christian. So it's an admixture. Anyway, and if you take Christianity to explain free will, things get very hard to understand. And sometimes by people trying to explain things that are difficult to wrap your head around, they create arguments about nonsense. But generally, free will does exist. So are you saying that you think free will exists in some sense? Yes. But the way you tend to go about the day-to-day process is your brain naturally thinks in a way where it doesn't, consider free will? Yes. So, yeah, I'm sort of, intellectually believe in free will, but like the small brain doesn't. And now what else?
私があの時したことは、犠牲者を最小限に食い止めるための極めて合理的な決断だったと思う。
What I did then, I think it was a very rational decision to minimize casualties.
ココは助かった。
You survived, Coco.
私もこうして今でも生きている。
And I'm still alive too. But the Coco will be like, but there's an even better situation in which I'm alive and you're alive and we're both uninjured. That could have been possible if I would have also minimized casualties.
だったらそれでいいじゃない。
So isn't that good enough?
私の言ってることわかる？
Do you understand what I'm saying? I understand what you're trying to say, and I find it BS. Coco hesitates for a moment, then nods, yet looks uncertain. I would too.
今はまだわからなくてもいいの。
It's okay if you don't understand right
こんな
now.
ことを理解するにはあなたはまだ若すぎるから。
You're still too young to grasp things like this. Remember, Tsugumi's only 23 in this scene.
とにかく自分を責めないで。
Don't blame yourself, Coco.
ほら、そんな泣きそうな顔しないの。
Oh, come on, you look like you're about to cry. I know somebody who is quite old, okay? And they tend to think, like, in terms of free will. And they tend to think, they tend to have, like, a very internal locus of control. And so they'll like to absorb blame for things or, like, think about how they could do things differently so some bad outcome doesn't happen. Even though it wouldn't make much sense to make, like, that decision in the foresight, even if it makes, like, you wouldn't have the information then than you'd have now, right? And they'll just do like this caused this was a mistake, blah blah blah, right? They'll be like that. Whereas I'm someone who's not like that. So it's kind of wrong. Like, you could have old men that are like Coco in this situation. And you could have young people that are kind of like Tsugumi in this situation. I'm like Tsugumi in that I have an external locus of control. I don't really think about things in terms of free will. I think it's like things just happen, right? But I'm not like Tsugumi in that I try to say weird gaslighty things that don't make sense. Like I try not to miscommunicate that like Tsugumi did. Oh, come on, you look like you're about to cry. Tsugumi pinches Coco's cheek lightly with her fingertips.
わかった？
Okay, got it? Yeah. Coco nods slowly, brow furrowed. Having waited for the right moment, I finally forced out a voice. Tsugumi did say it's nobody's fault, but still I have to apologize.
どうしたの？
What is it? Although she didn't say it like in that kind of tone, I'm saying it in that kind of tone, because that's how I feel towards Takeshi. Tsugumi's expression remains calm. Tsugumi, just as I'm about to say I'm sorry, I get saved by the alarm. A deafening alarm starts blaring. What is it now?
また震災？
Oh no, it's flooding again? The color drains from Coco's face. Tsugumi glares at a spot on the wall and tries to get up. Wait, Tsugumi, what the hell are you doing?
調べに行くのよ。
I'm going to see what's going on. You idiot, you have to stay in bed. There's no way you can move. What do you mean? Like, don't we have crutches? There's no crutches in this facility?
大丈夫よ。このぐらいの怪我なら。
It's fine, it's just a scratch. Is that what she says in Japanese, though? I don't know. That might be different in Japanese. Just a scratch? You're an absolute dummy. Probably baka. A complete idiot, also baka. Truly hopeless, probably something else that means baka. Just stay here. I'll check it out. But, no buts! That's probably not the expression in Japanese. It's probably a translator's thing. Listen to me, don't move, not even a millimeter. She already moved a lot of millimeters. I pushed Tsukumi back onto the bed. I'll be back as soon as I figure out what's going on. Don't worry, it'll be okay. I start running.
待ってよ、ここも行く、ここも行くよ。
Wait. Coco's coming too, Coco's coming too. I burst out of the infirmary. I look around. Coco catches up and grabs my hand.
タケピョン、どうしよう、どうしよう。
Take-pyeon, what do we do? What do we do? Coco's voice is filled with anxiety. First, let's go check on everyone else. Holding Coco's hand, we run together. Along the way, someone comes flying out of the control room. It's you. I slow down for a second. I see she's carrying a fire extinguisher. You, what's happening?
火事よ火事、火災警報よ。憩いの間で火災が発生したみたいなのよ。
A fire. It's a fire alarm. It looks like there's a fire in the lounge. What? Okay, we gotta get it there on the double. You take care of Coco. I'll go check the lounge. I'll leave Coco with you and run off again. Did you take the fire extinguisher?
ちょっと、クラナリ、タケピョン。
Wait, Kuranari, Take-pyeon. The sirens blare loudly as I run towards the lounge. As I get closer, I hear the sound of something being struck. Splash. A large droplets of water are falling from the ceiling. Okay, I don't know if they call this a lounge or not.
火事はどこなの？
Fire, where's the fire?
何なの？この音。
I guess Takeshi doesn't not get kicked. What's the sound? What's that sound? Coco and you and Coco burst into the room panting. The lounge. It's completely shrouded in mist as far as the eye can see. In the middle of it all, Sorapi? We see Sora shining in rainbow hues. We make our way through the falling droplets towards her. Sora, what's going on? Sora looked up at the ceiling. I looked up too, following her gaze. There are countless droplets in the air. I can spot something through the mist. Is that the sprinkler system? Sora smiles but doesn't answer.
ちょっと、何があったの？
Hey, what happened? You asked, still holding a fire
ご
extinguisher.
心配かけて申し訳ありません。
I'm sorry to worry you all.
ちょっとかわいそうだと思ったので。
I just felt a bit sorry for them.
かわいそう？
You felt sorry? Sora's gaze directed at the flower bed. Did you turn on the sprinklers to water the flowers? Sora still doesn't say anything, just keeps smiling.
じゃあ、火事とか爆発とか、そういうやつじゃないのね。
So there's no fire or explosion, right?
ええ、
Yes.
本当にすみません。
I'm very sorry. Despite the apology, Sora doesn't seem remorseful. Instead, Sora appears to be enjoying the sprinkling water as if it were rain.
もう、びっくりさせないでよ。
Geez, don't scare us like that.
制御室のモニターに火災警報が出たから、慌てて飛んできたのにさ。
The control room monitor showed fire alarm, so we all rushed over. Yu puts the fire extinguisher nozzle back and inserts the safety pin. But nothing's happened. It's all good, right?
まあね。
I guess.
そうだね。
You're right. All three of us, you, Coco, and I, let out a big sigh and collapsed on the ground. The rain hasn't stopped. Sora's gazed at the flowers with the look of affection. The grass and flowers, bouncing back the droplets, seem to be dancing energetically.
あれ？あんなところに翔ちゃんとピピがいるよ。
Hey, look, there's the boy and Pee-Pee over there. I look around. There they are. The boy and Pee-Pee are running around the statue in circles.
わーいわーい雨だ雨だ
Okay, so rain, rain.
雨の中からやってくる
From out of the rain, here he comes. Sang the most intentionally poorly that it could be sang.
雨にまみれた雨男少年レインは雨好きだ
Man, this voice actor is trying hard. rainy man just soaked in rain. The boy that loves the rain. Okay, Coco's turn. Coco cheerfully runs over to the boy and Pee-Pee. She starts dancing along with them.
グービーグビグビグビ雨を飲む
That's correct. Gooby, gooby, goopy, gooby, drink the rain.
グービーグビグビグ風邪ひくぞ
And biku, 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 and you'll catch a cold.
今だやっつけろ
Now get him.
シャボンのシャワー
Bubble shower. Coco dances and sings energetically in the rain with Pee-Pee and the boy. Watching this gives me a sense of relief. I look up and let the water droplets hit my face. It feels like I'm drowning. Drowning in the rain. Switch? Yep. Drowning in the rain. I don't know why there's a quick save there. There's some sort of branching that just happened. Sarah? Is Sarah drowning? The moment I see her, I instinctively jump into the hot spring. Sarah, grab hold of me.
何よ少年
Oh, what boy? Just grab hold of me. I reach out towards her. Flashback, help me. Just hold on, I'm gonna help you. I'm definitely gonna help you. Screaming, I desperately stretched my hand out towards the girl. My hand couldn't reach her, because my head is pressed against the pool side. So, all I can do is watch. Watching as the girl drowned in the pool, I can hear wicked laughter. The drill sergeant, sneering, stands above me and watches the drowning girl. Oni-chan. Oni-chan, Oni-chan. I couldn't reach her. Ever since then... Huh? I looked to see Sarah holding my hand.
でどうするの
So, what now? What do you mean, what now?
だって捕まれって言ったでしょ
You told me to grab on, right? Sarah, holding my hand, tilts her head curiously. Apparently, Sarah was practicing swimming in the hot spring. I saw that and mistakenly thought she was drowning. So you're practicing swimming by yourself?
そうよ
That's right. But Sarah, aren't you a ninja? Shouldn't ninjas be good at swimming?
拙者幼鳥の頃にトラウマがあるゆえ泳ぎだけは苦手でござって
Well, I have some trauma from my childhood, so I'm not good at swimming. Well, I don't know if that's a so. I would think that's... I'm not good at swimming, so I have some trauma from my childhood. It would be the other way around, but okay. Trauma?
少年殿にだけ告白いたすが
Yes, and I only will tell you, boy.
残念ながら泳ぎが苦手なため免許皆伝だけは受けられなかったでござるよ
That unfortunately, because I'm bad at swimming, I couldn't receive my full certification. I see. What?
少年殿はあんな冗談を真に受けておられたかニンニン
Did you actually believe that, boy? Nin nin. Huh? You were joking?
当たり前でしょ何よ忍者って
Of course I was. Come on, a ninja? But...
でも泳げないのは本当だよ
But it is true. I can't swim.
なんかさこんな海の中にいる状況で泳げないのって不安でしょ
You know, in a situation like this, being unable to swim is pretty scary. I wonder if you decide to, like, hang out with you in the control room instead of Sarah earlier, that makes it so that you get a different scene here, and maybe that's why there's a quick save. Like, you get a scene with you as opposed to a scene with Sarah.
多分みんなの中で泳げないのって私だけだと思うんだよね
I think I might be the only one out of all of us who can't swim.
そうだねえ少年私に泳ぎを教えてくれない
Hey, boy, why don't you teach me how to swim? Me?
なんか少年が教えてくれるとトラウマを克服できそうな気がするんだ
Yeah, I feel like if you teach me, I might be able to overcome my trauma. Sarah, relax a little more. Be more natural.
はいコーチ
All right, coach. And so, for some reason, I ended up playing coach and teaching Sarah how to swim. Whether she had a natural talent or she actually did overcome her trauma, Sarah ended up swimming quite smoothly. Whoa, how did it work better in the Coco route? Okay, now do a flying fish turn and a dolphin kick.
コー
Yes, coach. Okay, so if you do the Coco route, she's like, gets much better somehow. Phew, I'm tired. Good job. Exhausted from swimming, Sarah gets out of the hot spring and sits on the edge of the tub.
でも泳ぐって気持ちがいいね。
But swimming feels really good. I never thought you'd end up swimming like a dolphin, Sarah.
イルカか。本当のイルカだったら自由にどこへでも泳いでいけるのにね。
A dolphin, huh? If I were a real dolphin, I could swim anywhere I wanted. I could be free. Sarah looked into the distance. Sarah, what's wrong?
なんでもない。
Nothing, it's nothing.
あとは水遁の術をマスターするだけでござるな。ニンニン。
All that's left is to master the water escape technique. Nin nin. Sarah laughs, trying to brush it off.
でもこんなに気持ちが良くて楽しいってのもナッケ先輩と学校に行ってた時以来かな。
But I haven't had this much fun since I was in school with Nakyu-senpai. Sarah looks up at the ceiling and murmurs.
普段なら絶対にこんな楽しいことなんか自由にできないけど、こんな状況だからできるのかな。
Normally, I never have the chance to enjoy something like this, but maybe it's possible because of our current situation. Is that
そ
true?
うなのよね。
Yeah, maybe. Then why not everyone enjoy yourself even more?
そうよね。監視とかないこんなチャンス、この先二度とありそうにもないもんね。
That's right, with no one watching us, this kind of opportunity might not come again. Sarah looked at me with the mischievous eyes of a scheming child.
ねえ、少年、
Hey, boy. What?
これから私とデートしない？
Want to go on a date? A date?
ねえねえ、これからこことデートしない？
Hey, why don't we go on a date? A date?
そう、デート。ねえ、デートしよう。
Maybe this is part of the Coco route just fixed in there and the scene doesn't change if you go with you earlier because this seems required. That's right, a date. Come on, let's go. I'm soaking in the hot spring, leaning back and staring absentmindedly at the steam-obscured ceiling when Coco suddenly burst into the room. Wait a minute, what are you doing in here?
だから、タケピョンとデートするためだよ。
Well, I want to go on a date with Takepyon, but is Takepyon like naked right now? No, what I mean is, Coco-san, this is the men's bath and I'm completely naked.
だって今すぐデートしたかったんだもん。
But I want to go on a date right now. Well, Coco, there's a time and a place for everything, you know?
デートするの。タケピョンとデートするの。絶対するの。
Imagine if a man said this to someone. We should try this. Man on the street thing, just be like, walk up to someone and be like, I want to go on a date! I want to go on a date with you! We're definitely going on one. Right now! Coco's voice echoes around the hot spring. Okay, fine.
ほいじゃあ、ココとデートしてくれる？
So you're going on a date with me? Coco's face immediately lights up. I nod reluctantly. Okay, so you go on a date with everybody in their route, with the exception of Tsugumi, where she has the conversation of like, let's go on a date, and you never actually do it.
デートデート。タケピョンとデート。
Yeah, a date with Takepyon. Coco and Fifi joyfully run around. Coco, I understand you're happy, but could you please leave the hot spring? I can't really get out. I flee to her in my head, which is starting to overheat.
タケピョン、こっちこっち。
I mean, you say you can't really get out, but she can see your package through the water anyway, can't she? Takepyon, come on. Okay. Coco then drags me around, and I'm forced to skip my post-bath treat of coffee milk.
ほいじゃあ、どっから回ろうかな。
Where should we go first? Coco takes out a Lamu pamphlet. I have no idea where she got it.
じゃあ、まずあっちへ行こう。
Let's go over there first. There's the Lemurian ruins without the water, which is on Dreetstock. I don't remember going to Dreetstock. We're skipping stuff. Apparently we're like day 5 now. Okay. We had, so like, Tsugumi's up and walking all of a sudden. We completely skipped that whole process. We head for the attraction called the Lemurianesque Ruin.
はるか大昔、海の底に沈んだ大陸をモチーフにしたアトラクションです。
This attraction is inspired by a continent that sank to the bottom of the sea a long time ago.
完全に再現した展示物や映像で幻の大陸の謎に迫ります。だって。
You can explore the mystery of the lost continent through accurately recreated exhibits and videos. Coco narrates the pamphlet.
ほへー、すごいね。
Oh, cool. Coco gazes up at the stone monument with great interest. Drawn in by her enthusiasm, I also look at it. The monument is covered in unfamiliar symbols arranged in neat rows. I wonder what it says.
そうだね。きっと古代からのメッセージ、第三次レムリア大戦のことが書かれているんだよ。
Well, I bet it's a message from ancient times about the Third Lemurian War. Lemurian War? It's the first time I've heard of that.
その幻を
I'm
ぶち
gonna
砕いてやる
I'm gonna smash that illusion. Posing like a hero from some comic book, Coco walks around to the back of the monument.
あれタケピョン、これ後ろ何にもないよ。ツルツルだよ。
Takepyon, there's nothing on the back of it. It's smooth. Let me see. Sure enough, the back of the monument is flat and blank.
寂しいね。
It's pretty lonely. Coco looks at the back of the monument. Lonely?
背中が寂しいかなと思ったの。
It feels like the back of this monument is lonely. I guess so. Compared with the front and sides, which are covered in inscriptions, the back does seem lonely. I casually look around. There's a white plastic panel next to the stone monument. There's an explanation here. It says this is a replica of Lemurian inscriptions.
レプリカ
A replica? Yeah, that means it's a fake, so maybe the real one has writing on the back. Well, according to the beginning of the game, Coco's there's like something like which Coco drew on one of the princesses of fate, or whatever you call it, goddesses of fate. That was on the back of the one on Inseo no. I don't know how it gets there. The game hasn't explained that yet. Yeah, that means it's a fake. And it's there like in 2017 when Takeshi goes in, like before the game even starts, it's already there. Yeah, that means it's fake. So maybe the real one has writing on the back. After staring at it for a while, Coco turns back to me.
だったら寂しくないね。
I guess it's not lonely then. Yeah, it does have writing on the back. Interesting. Coco smiles. How does it get that? That's weird. After enjoying the Lemurian ruins, we head to the gift shop.
ほら少年、こっちこっち。
Sar says, "Boy, look boy, over here, over here." Sar is bounding with joy. Okay, we switch. Sar looks like an ordinary girl.
あっちにイルカさんがいる。
There are dolphins over there. Dolphins? Following Sar's finger, I see a corner filled with various sizes of dolphin plush toys.
イルカさん
Yay, dolphins. Sara dashes towards where the plushies are piled up and executes a jumping dive. Flump. And,
ココ
yeah.
ちゃんのショートコントその1、もしもイルカがイクラだったら。
Coco's short comedy skit part 1. What if dolphins were salmon eggs?
おお、今日は大量だな。すごい量の鮭が取れたぞ。
Oh, we had such a great catch today. We caught so much salmon.
どれどれ、腹をかっさばいてみるとするか。
Let's gut them and see what's inside.
ザクザク、ザクザク。
Okay, for some reason the onomatopoeia for slicing sounds a lot like the word for loser. It's zaku, not zako.
うおー、なんじゃこりゃ。イルカがいっぱい出てきた。200匹くらい出てきた。
What the heck? Tons of dolphins came out, about 200 of them. So I presume that, like, you cut open a salmon and eggs come out.
やべえよ。母ちゃん大変だ。
This is bad, Mom. Mom, emergency. Coco suddenly rushes into the plushie corner, jumps into a large pile of dolphin plushies, and kicks her legs. Good grief. She's just like a child. A child? Wait, Coco is 14 years old, isn't she? A 14-year-old girl playing with plushies. Is it okay for her to keep growing like this, one might wonder? Well, I mean, we have a 16-year-old girl playing with plushies in the other timeline. I was gonna try to say, like, old people also play with plushies, but, like, I honestly don't really know of very many old people that play with plushies. I have a... was it, yeah, Onason, Onason, that has plushies, but I don't think she really plays with them. But, I mean, I don't play with plushies. I have, like, a stuffed polar bear that sits in my bedroom, but I don't, like, play with it. Just there, like, it's like a decoration. It's like a gift from my mom, and it's just like, you know, like, it's there to be respected. But...
ココちゃんのショートコントその2もしもイルカがご遺体だったら
Coco's short comedy skit part 2. What if a dolphin was a deceased person?
しくしくしくしくどうも遠いところわざわざありがとうございます
Thank you for coming all this way.
この度はご愁傷様です
My condolences.
主人の顔見てやっていただけますか
May I look at their face?
ええでは失礼して
Yes, do excuse me.
パカンパうわーなんじゃこりゃイルカが永眠してるしかも仰向けだ
Whoa, what the heck? The dolphin is resting peacefully. It's even laying on its back.
安らかな死に顔ですね今にも起きてきそうだって言えねえだって顔わかんねえんだもん
You can't say. Their face is so peaceful it looks like they could wake up at any moment now, because you can't tell with the dolphin's face. Watching her innocent smile kind of reminds me that, like, if you go to a third world country, or not necessarily like just certain cultures, or sometimes like in the ancient world, you know, kids like to do like role play, like house games, right? They like to play cop or play whatever. But like sometimes the only big events that you see are weddings and funerals, right? That's when all the family gets together and throws a big party. So the kids, well, you'll see a lot of kids playing wedding and kids playing funeral. And to someone like in, you know, United States maybe, where I am, playing funeral might seem kind of weird, but it's actually not that uncommon throughout human history and, you know, the world. Anyway, I guess staying the way she is probably the best for Coco. That's how I feel, strangely. I forgot, like, what story she told in this. She tells a different story than this, like, in the original game. And I think this is when Yu walks in and she's claiming that so they argue about Rip Van Winkle being fiction or something. I don't know how that works. It's something happens.
ところでタケピョンはそんなところで何やってるの
By the way, what are you doing over there, Takepyon? Coco calls out to me as I gaze at her. I wonder, what am I doing? Watching you enjoying yourself so much, though, really warms my heart. I guess I feel nice and relaxed when I watch you. But if that scene sounded weird, it's because, like, I kind of went into my sleeve, even though I'm the only one home in this room. And, like, it made it so that the rest went past the sleeve halfway, and that's why it made it so airy. But anyway, it was not intentionally, like, played up. I feel nice and relaxed when I watch you. Teehee.
もしかしてタケピョンココに惚れちゃった？
Have you fallen for has Takepyon fallen for Coco? Huh?
惚れちゃったんだろう惚れちゃったんだろうこにゃろこにゃろ
You did, didn't you? You did, didn't you? Huh? Huh? I mean, the 14-year-old girl thing is not that taboo in Japan as compared to the rest of the world, it appears, as evidenced by Never17. But, anyway.
しょーやべえ告られた告られた告られちまった
Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I've been confessed to. I mean, yeah, if they got a culture where, like, you're supposed to court many years, like, you would think that would be, like, less weird. But in the United States, where you get married, like, 6 months after you meet each other, or you don't get married. Like, there's the Bible college thing, like the Master Seminary, which is John MacArthur's seminary. Anyway, there's like the theological seminary where people go there and they meet and they immediately get married. And then there's the rest of the United States where people just don't get married at all. Okay. What am I gonna do? I've been confessed to.
恥ずかしい照れる
I'm just so embarrassed, I'm gonna blush.
やだもうどうしようどうしよう
I'm freaking out. Puff, puff. Coco clenches her right fist and delivers a powerful hook to the dolphin plushie's abdomen. Blow after blow, she kept hitting it. Uh-oh, the stuffing is starting to come out. Fluffy white stuffing. It somehow reminds me of Pee-Pee. By the way, where is Pee-Pee, Coco? Suddenly realizing that I don't see Pee-Pee around Coco, I ask her this. That's a really low-quality plushie, by the way.
ピピだったらその辺にいると思うけど
Pee-Pee's gotta be around here somewhere. I scan the shop. Well, it sounds like Pee-Pee taking a crap. There's Pee-Pee. Pee-Pee's tail is going wild as she bites on the plushie's tail. It's a Mew Mew plushie. Pee-Pee really likes it.
へえ少年ミュウミュウのぬいぐるみに興味があるんだ
Okay, I'm gonna pause temporarily here. Okay, I'm back. Well, boy, are you interested in the Mew Mew plushie? Huh? There's a Mew Mew plushie in front of me. For some reason, I find myself staring at the plushie. Sarah's suddenly sitting beside me as if leaning against me. Her sweet scent tickles my nose.
さてぬいぐるみも堪能したし次はどこに行こうかな
Now that we've enjoyed the plushies, where should we go next? Sarah looks at the Lemu pamphlet.
ふむこれがいいかも
This looks interesting.
それじゃあ次に行きましょ
Let's go here next. As she says this, Sarah grabs my arm and pulls me along. My heart races at the touch of her bare skin. I feel a strange sense of comfort. And a modest sense of peace. When we arrive at the jellyfish gondola, Sarah dashes towards it.
少年こっちだよ
Come on, boy, this way, this way. Sarah waves at me, smiling. Returning her smile, I run towards the quale. And we board. As the gondola floats gently on the waves, looking outside, I truly feel like we're floating in the sea.
あ少年見てあそこに魚が泳いでる
Oh boy, look, there are fish swimming over there. Well, you're right, that's amazing. Although it's nighttime, the fish are gathering around, perhaps drawn by the facility's lights. Sarah innocently rejoices each time she sees a fish.
楽しいなこんな風に過ごせるなんて本当ナッキョ先輩と遊んでた時以来かな
How fun, I haven't spent time like this since I started hanging out with Nakyu-senpai. Hey, Sarah, can I ask you something?
何を
What is it? Where'd you meet you?
あれ言ってなかったっけナッキョ先輩とは同じ女子校だって
Huh? Didn't I tell you I went to the same girls' school as Nakyu-senpai? But you weren't in different grades? But weren't you in different grades?
同じ部活だったのよ
We were in the same club. Same club?
部員不足で廃部寸前の部活にナッキョ先輩に無理やり勧誘されちゃったってわけ
The club was about to be disbanded because there weren't enough members, so Nakyu-senpai forced me to join.
あの頃が一番楽しかったな
It was so great back then.
よく二人でつるんで遊んだりバカなことしたり
We hung out a lot together, did stupid things.
ナッキュ先輩と会ってずいぶん心が救われたわ。
Meeting Nakyu Senpai really saved me. You guys seem really close.
そうね。ナッキュ先輩っていつもあんな感じだから、先輩っていうよりは友達。
Yeah, Nakyu Senpai is always like that, so she's more of a tomodachi than a senpai.
そう。私に初めてできた大切な友達。
She might be my first
唯
close
一の
friend.
友達。
Okay. Sara gently looked up at the ceiling, lost in thought. And we're going to stop at this awkward spot.